Chosen one, this moment is not a coincidence. Your soul was drawn to this video because the heavens whispered the same message to you 7 times. The number 1111 didn't appear before your eyes for nothing, and the prayers of 33 prophets did not fall upon you by chance. You are one of the 144,000 chosen, and your presence here is a divine sign. This message was sent to awaken the secret that has been resting within your heart. What you are about to hear are not just words, but divine vibrations that will sink deep into your soul. If these words are touching you, leave your heart in the comments so the heavens can witness your testimony. Because when you write, another soul will awaken. Now prepare yourself, for this video will illuminate your path. Those who recognize the signs of God know that nothing is random. That's why your being here is already a miracle. Don't just watch, engage. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel, press like, and leave your amen in the comments. Together, we rise to 1,000. Pay close attention, choose one. Amateur practitioners have been scheming in the shadows, believing they can control powers beyond their grasp to thwart your destiny, while you have been walking in your divine mission. Here's what they didn't anticipate, though. You are more than simply a regular person on this planet. Like fire through paper, the frequency you carry burns through deceit. You set off spiritual alerts that most people aren't even able to sense the instant you stepped into your own power. There are chosen people on this planet who serve as living obstacles to evil plans. And whether you've been aware of it or not, you've been acting as just such a spiritual weapon. The simple fact that you exist puts manipulating mechanisms that have been in place for generations at risk. The attacks against you are therefore not arbitrary. They're calculated efforts to diffuse an increasingly potent menace every day. Justice operates with an accuracy that would make a skilled surgeon envious, and the cosmic scales are unflinching. The two people who believed they could use their pitiful attempts at spiritual manipulation to bring you down have already met their demise. They thought they had the ability to lessen your light, so they came together, lighting their small candles and whispering their amateur incantations. What idiots! What complete novices are tinkering with things that could eat them alive. This, however, will rock you to your very core. They have tried this before. For months, these spiritual parasites have been circling your energy field, observing your habits and patterns, and waiting for what they believe to be the ideal opportunity to attack. They have been profiting from your success from a distance, claiming blame for breakthroughs that occurred as a result of your presence in their area and taking credit for opportunities that came through your magnetic field. They believed they were cunning, acting as spiritual leeches, and you were totally ignorant of their parasitic ways. The entire predatory cycle has been being seen by the universe, which has recorded every incidence of energy theft and every instance in which they profited off your light while attempting to put it out. It wasn't simply about taking you down in this attack. The goal was to permanently cut off their reliance on your energy so they could take credit for your achievements. They want to steal not just your present blessings but also your entire cosmic mission, divine assignment, and spiritual birthright. Watch with chilling clarity as this cosmic drama plays out. When two spiritual beginners make their small vows, carry out their witty rituals, and believe they are channeling some ancient force, they are actually going to discover why the cosmos fiercely defends its chosen ones. Instead of waiting for their handiwork to appear in your life, they received a cosmic education in spiritual hierarchy, which caused them to rush to churches and implore pastors to remove the darkness that had affixed itself to their lives. The irony is lovely. You had no idea what was going on. You were merely living your truth, walking in your real strength, your spirit team, while they were scheming, burning through their energy, and attempting to breach your spiritual armor. Those heavenly protectors who have been especially assigned to your path. They witnessed everything. All of your uttered curses, devious rituals, and frantic attempts to drain your energy were recorded and ready for cosmic punishment. However, let me illustrate for you the true nature of this spiritual conflict. Because everything changes when you realize who you really are. It's like seeing kids try to use water balloons to put out a nuclear reactor when amateurs try to operate against a selected one. Recognizing your heavenly signature, the exact energy they're trying to control turns against them with a vengeance beyond their comprehension. Most people never understand this regarding selected ones. You have more than just spiritual authority. You are a spiritual leader manifesting as a person. The spiritual environment around you is rewritten with each move you take. Energy patterns that have remained stationary for decades are changed with each breath you take. This explains why being around you makes sensitive individuals feel different. The reasons manipulative people feel uneasy around your energy. Why when lights turn on, dishonest individuals scatter like roaches, but genuine souls are pulled to you like magnets. Assuming that you were subject to the same spiritual principles that control ordinary consciousness was the first crucial mistake made by the amateurs who targeted you. They convinced themselves they understood your source code by observing your outward behaviors and analyzing surface patterns. The fact that selected ones function according to quantum spiritual principles that transcend conventional religious frameworks and amateur spiritual practices is something they totally overlooked. Not only are you fortunate, but you are also a blessing generator, continuously bringing forth positive changes that reverberate into realms they are unable to reach. These spiritual imitators believed they were smart. From a distance, they observed your actions and evaluated your achievement, tranquility, and unwavering self-assurance. They persuaded themselves that they could improve their own ordinary lives if they could simply access your frequency and take a little of your spiritual property. They overlooked the fact that those who are chosen have more than just authority. Power is what they are. Spiritual armor is not on you. The armor is you. The timing of their onslaught adds even more deliciousness to this circumstance. In an attempt to catch you spiritually off guard during a time of change and development, they waited until you were going through a transitional phase. Since these vultures believe that change equates to vulnerability, they always circle when they detect movement. However, they committed a disastrous error of judgment. When they're evolving, chosen ones are never more dangerous. Your periods of transition are not a weakness. In their metamorphosis chambers, your power levels rise rapidly. They decided to launch an attack during this exact season. In reality, you were enhancing your intuitive skills, increasing your energetic capacity to manage the next phase of your divine assignment, and downloading new spiritual software. You were getting ready for never-before-seen elevation while they were planning your demise. They didn't happen to be at the same time. The cosmos gave them permission to attack just as your spiritual defenses were evolving into something far more potent. They began a cosmic audit of their own souls the instant they made the decision to target you. All of their deceptions, manipulations of others, and shortcuts in their spiritual development were immediately scrutinized by God. The universe does not merely passively guard its chosen ones. It reacts to dangers with aggressive, active justice that develops with mathematical accuracy. The story gets really fantastic at this point. The cosmos was getting ready to raise you over their wildest expectations while they were intent on bringing you down. That time when your intuition was telling you to take a break and stay still, and you felt like you needed to rest. It wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a case of providential placement. As the cosmic machinery adjusted for your next level of blessing, your spirit team began putting a protective buffer around your life. However, there is another aspect of this divine plan that will astound you. Not only the chosen are shielded from psychic assaults by the universe. In fact, it fuels its exponential expansion with those attacks. Every curse turns into a multiplier of blessings. Every effort to limit your achievement serves as a boost to your career advancement. Every ritual that is carried out against you turns into a prayer that is said on your favor. This is the cosmic alchemy that turns the deeds of the enemy into the favor of God. Additionally, it only functions for souls that possess a genuine chosen frequency. While you were preoccupied with your everyday obligations and personal development during this entire process, a cosmic audit was taking place in your favor. Every individual who had ever harmed you, every chance that had been unjustly passed up, and every blessing that had been postponed or obstructed by human intervention were all being reviewed by the cosmos. You are about to get compound blessings that will make up for all the injustices you have ever encountered because of the universal review process that was started by this attack on you. Consider it. You were getting ready for divine favor that would make their endeavors appear not only ridiculous but cosmically inconsequential, while they were squandering their energy on spiritual sabotage. Some blessings were being withheld by the cosmos as protection rather than punishment. What if significant life breakthroughs had occurred at the same time as their pitiful attempts? Your divine timing may have been hindered by the mayhem they may have caused due to their ignorance. However, their amateur hour theatrics are nothing compared to the cosmic intelligence. They turned every prayer they said against you into a plea for their own destruction. They tied their own spiritual development with every ceremony they carried out to bind your achievement. Each candle they lighted in your honor turned into a lighthouse that called for justice to be meted out to their own heads. Their investment has yielded a rapid and brutal karmic payback. We are building a family of light, the first 1,000 souls. Be part of it, subscribe to Chosen Archangel, press like, and leave your word in the comments. It's no accident that someone was hurt, whether physically or spiritually. You get severely burned when you experiment with spiritual fire with unskilled tools. They believed they were enchantment. Rather, they were plunging into a chasm they had created for themselves. They're still picking glass out of their spiritual flesh since the mirror magic flopped so badly. Their karmic education is at a deeper level than physical harm. The methodical deconstruction of each fake accomplishment they've constructed on stolen energy is something you can't see. They believe they used their own power to bring about the business opportunity. Months ago, they actually tapped into your energy field in a casual contact. The relationship about which they have been boasting. They carry traces of your genuine attraction from a brief encounter, which is why the individual was initially drawn to them. Even their financial success can be linked to a time when they enjoyed your company and took in enough of your abundant frequency to draw in short-term wealth. See what occurs when the cosmos recovers all of the blessings that were acquired through spiritual identity theft. Contracts will inexplicably fail. For unknown reasons, relationships will abruptly lose their spark and end. Uncontrollable events will cause money that appeared secure to vanish. This isn't a penalty. Cosmic repossession is what this is. The universe is reclaiming all of the advantages they obtained by illegally accessing your spiritual heritage. The distinction between cosplay spirituality and genuine spiritual power is what you're seeing happen in real time. Since they are connected straight to the source, true chosen ones don't need to steal energy from others. However, these amateurs have spent so much time working on spiritual wellness that they have forgotten how to create their own strength. They therefore believed they could just accept it when they seen your wealth, tranquility, and unwavering confidence. The spiritual economy that governs chosen ones is profoundly shown by this. You live in a place where there is an endless supply, thus scarcity thinking is impossible. You're working from a cosmic abundance that generates more wealth, more possibilities, and more benefits just by your participation in life, while others are vying for few resources, fighting over scraps, and plotting to steal from one another. Their attempts at thievery were therefore doomed from the start. Stealing from an unlimited supply is impossible. This is the part that makes this story so amazing. Your energy wasn't merely wasted by these amateurs. They unintentionally started disseminating your blessing frequency. They shared their strategy with everyone. Every person they enlisted to assist with their plan. Your spiritual signature has now been shown to every soul they manipulated. They were disseminating antidote, not poison, as they had believed. Your energy does more than only keep you safe. Everyone who comes into contact with it gets better. Notwithstanding your adversary's objectives. They learned this lesson the hard way. One energy cannot be transferred. You cannot bottle it, steal it, or duplicate it. It is integrated into the very fabric of your purpose and etched into your spiritual DNA. They set up spiritual sirens that reverberated through dimensions they are unaware of as they try to obtain what is rightfully yours. The universe's use of their attack as the impetus for your next big accomplishment is the most exquisite aspect of this whole cosmic drama. They used every ounce of energy they had to destroy you to fuel your ascent. Each curse they muttered turned into an amplifier of blessings. Each ceremony they carried out in the dark turned into a spotlight that illuminated your way to a higher purpose. And now they are feeling the full force of global law as justice is carried out with such accuracy that a Swiss watchmaker would be envious. They are being manipulated by the same energy that they attempted to control. Their fate is now in the hands of the powers they believed they could control. With exponentially compounding interest rates, the power they tried to steal is now deducting payment from their own spiritual accounts. The ideas that underpin the cosmic justice system make earthly courts seem like kids' games. Technicalities, loopholes, and unscrupulous judges who are susceptible to persuasion or purchase are absent. A chosen one being attacked is like bringing a lawsuit against the universe. No case has ever been lost by the universe. It's more than just punishment. It is instruction given through such a powerful experience that the lesson is ingrained in their spiritual DNA for all time. The fact that our justice system overcompensates the innocent in addition to punishing the bad is what makes it so exquisite. You're going to get 10 times as much for every attempt to prevent your accomplishment. You are going to get an unparalleled blessing for every curse that has been whispered in your direction. You are on the verge of breaking through barriers you were unaware existed for each ritual that was used to limit your potential. The cosmos uses this to show all spiritual realms that those who are chosen are protected by God and cannot be breached by amateur hour attacks. Since the universe isn't done with this cosmic justice tale, let's discuss what this implies for your chosen one in the near future. As they are frantically trying to repair the spiritual harm they have caused themselves, you are about to enter a period of unparalleled favor. The vision that has been whispered to you in private moments and the dream that has been growing inside of you are about to come to life with such clarity and intensity that everyone will realize you are working under divine protection. The majority of people are unaware that chosen one manifestations don't adhere to logical progressions or typical timelines. Reality literally changes to make room for your success when the cosmos chooses to elevate one of its selected vessels. Unexpectedly, doors that have been locked for decades unlock. Inexplicably, people who have been roadblocks in your way disappear. Unthinkable opportunities become inevitable ones. Scarce resources turn into plentiful ones. This isn't a manifestation or positive thinking approach. Cosmic readjustment is taking place on your behalf. Even doubters will have to admit that you're working with supernatural favor because the synchronicities that are about to flood your life will be so clear, so well-timed, and so completely indisputable. All changing phone calls will arrive at precisely the appropriate times. Unexpected meetings will result in breakthroughs. Suddenly, concepts that appear to be far-flung fantasies will have obvious paths to reality. The universe uses this method to inform the world that some souls are under divine control. The universe notifies the world of its chosen ones in this manner. The indisputable proof of supernatural favor that follows attempts at spiritual sabotage, not social media declarations or self-appointed titles. When amateurs attempt to lighten your light while illuminating their own darkness instead. The world knows they're dealing with someone who lives by a different set of spiritual principles when their curses become your blessings and their rituals become your rebirth. The virtuous ruler who was meant to gain from their plan. He will soon discover that wealth based on spiritual larceny is really a form of poverty. Putting on a disguise. A season of spiritual education has been substituted for the celebration they had planned after effectively draining your energies, and it will cost them what they believed they had gotten via deceit. In the meantime, your life is experiencing an exponential growth in the richness they believed they could take from you. The universe is proving that chosen ones function in a world where scarcity thinking cannot exist, not because you needed their involvement or approval. You're stepping into possibilities they can't even imagine, while they're returning to their old choices, their narrow options, and their narrow-minded schemes. This is the portion that will blow your head away. They're losing more than just the item they attempted to take from you. They are no longer able to access their own initial blessings. By seizing both their lawful and stolen belongings, the universe has a method of making spiritual criminals pay for their crimes. Claiming to be intelligent, they attempted to blend in with your vibe. However, they are currently unable to even access their own true power. The cosmic schooling system's exquisite design is shown at this point. Spiritual theft is not the only thing that the cosmos punishes. It produces object lessons that explain to whole generations what happens when chosen people are targeted. These amateurs will soon become cautionary stories, living examples of what happens when you try to control forces that are outside your spiritual clearance level and mistake divine favor for human luck. In this cosmic drama, however, something much more fundamental is taking place. You are about to witness indisputable evidence of your chosen status for everyone who has ever questioned your achievement, rejected your calling, or attributed your blessings to chance rather than divine choosing. Through extraordinary, well-planned, and completely miraculous manifestations, the cosmos is getting ready to verify your divine mission so that everyone within your area of influence will realize they are seeing God's hand at work. Don't just watch, engage. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel, press like, and leave your amen in the comments. Together, we rise to 1,000. On behalf of a person with the formal approval of heaven. Their genuine spiritual signature was the witty, vivacious strategy they employed at first. However, they lost the right to both when they gave up their own path to follow yours. They are now spiritually adrift, vacillating between the power they threw away in search of something that was never meant for them and the power they were unable to steal. But all this time, you, chosen one, have been under heavenly watch. Your spiritual encounters have been exhibiting that protective presence on a regular basis. Your designated guardian, cosmic bodyguard, and divine advocate is watching over you and documenting any attempt to compromise your spiritual purity. This angel provides more than passive protection. Threats against you are viewed by this active, combative guardian as personal insults to divine order. The report has been sent already. Every spell, curse, and effort at manipulation has been recorded and handled by celestial justice systems, which run so smoothly that they make earthly courts seem like kindergarten playgrounds. With such accuracy that there is no space for chance, the sentence has been delivered, the verdict has been carried out, and the results are already showing up in their life. Here's something about this cosmic justice system that will truly blow your mind. It functions with flawless mathematical accuracy. They will lose precisely $10 for every dollar they make through spiritual theft. They will see 10 opportunities pass them by for each one they took from your energy field. 10 significant relationships will mysteriously end for each one they influenced with vestiges of your charisma. The cosmos overbalances the odds in favor of the innocent party, not just balances them. What they're learning about their own true power is more damaging than what they're losing from their karmic education. They've been functioning as spiritual parasites for years, and they've totally forgotten how to create their own success. They have become so reliant on stolen energy that they are spiritually naked when cosmic repossession starts and cannot use their own rightful spiritual authority to draw on even the most basic rewards. They're going to learn that spiritual welfare leads to debilitating addiction, leaving its beneficiaries weaker than they were before they began stealing. The aftermath of divine intervention, the cleanup report, and the spiritual audit that shows how safe you've been while living your life without even realizing the conflict being fought in invisible realms or what you're going through right now. You've been the target of amateurs before, and this time won't be the last. However, every unsuccessful attempt merely increases your heavenly favor and fortifies your spiritual immunity. Consider the effects of this system of heavenly protection. In dimensions that most people cannot even comprehend, invisible conflicts have been waged on your behalf while you have been preoccupied with your objectives, personal development, and everyday obligations. Your guardian forces have been neutralizing threats you were unaware of, diverting arrows you never saw coming, and transforming every weapon created against you into one created for you. It is no coincidence that this degree of supernatural security exists. It is only for souls who have tasks that have an impact on the greater good and go beyond individual achievement. That's precisely what made their attacks seem so amateurish, so ineffectual, and so spiritually light. Attacks from lesser vibrations cannot enter your spiritual milieu when you are operating at a single frequency. Like rubber balls striking titanium, they bounce off. From a divine standpoint, their efforts truly appeared absurd because their energy was so much lower than your spiritual altitude. The fact that this protection is offensive as well as defensive only serves to highlight how exceptional it is. In addition to thwarting attacks, your spiritual protection system multiplies the intensity of the energy and returns it to its source. Every misfortune turns into a boomerang of blessings. Every attempt at manipulation turns into a catalyst for manifestation. Every ritual that is carried out to hinder your achievement turns into one that is carried out to elevate you. Because they are using weapons that their adversaries cannot even perceive, the chosen ones always prevail in this kind of quantum spiritual warfare. Hello, This is Mike and Ari interrupting your regularly scheduled show for a brief while. We are the creators of the Astral Atom Network and the chosen Archangel Inner Order. We finished being polite. Our battle is a spiritual one. You are aware of it. We are aware of it. We are aware of it. And we're working around the clock to complete this objective. We need the ammunition, but I'm craving the blood of a fourth-dimensional archon. Listen, you're doing more than just helping us when you join the Inner Order. They're giving you access to exclusive tools they never meant you to have, including spiritual warfare techniques they stole off the internet, psychic self-defense training, and targeted individual intelligence. And we only meet with selected individuals on Zoom once a week in secret. Real nazis, real family, and real power, no filters or filler. It's a complete victory. You obtain what you require. We are allowed to continue fighting. So, instead of just watching, give this video a like and tell everyone you know about it. Right now, right now, right now. Join the Inner Order of Chosen Archangels. Let's complete the task at hand. The description contains a link. Let's go crazy. Imagine a kid attempting to use stones to topple a building. That's how the cosmic forces tasked with protecting you perceived their spiritual attack. The angels showed no worry at all. The utter insolence of such spiritual illiteracy seeking to subvert divine order most likely amused them. The plot takes yet another amazing turn at this point. You are not the only one protected by their failure. It informs everyone in the spiritual world of the negative effects of attacking those who are chosen. Every amateur practitioner who may have been contemplating similar attacks, every demon, and every lower frequency entity just witnessed a masterclass in why it is not appropriate to interfere with divine plan. Your defense serves as a warning to all other possible spiritual predators. The attack has really enhanced your spiritual reputation in areas they are unaware of, which is a beautiful irony. Word spreads quickly in heavenly realms. Additionally, when amateurs are destroyed for attacking a chosen one, it creates a ripple effect in the cosmic network that validates your spiritual legitimacy without requiring you to do anything more than be true to who you are. You are going to see the complete realization of both divine justice and personal elevation occurring at the same time as this cosmic play comes to a close. You're walking into the very blessings they believed they could take or stop, while they're dealing with the fallout from their spiritual folly. You will now comprehend why the cosmos protected the dream so meticulously, as it is about to manifest with such beauty and accuracy that it was shielded during their attack. This is the season of your choice. You were always meant for this elevation, not because you escaped their attack. The cosmic alarm clock signaling that your time has come was all that their unsuccessful attempt was. No amount of amateur-hour mysticism could undo the divine purpose that has been set in action. The cosmos has been preparing you for this time. So keep this narrative in mind as you embark on this new chapter of unheard-of favor and otherworldly breakthrough. Keep in mind how the cosmos handled challenges to your fate. Recall how swiftly cosmic justice intervened to safeguard your course. And keep in mind that regular people do not experience this degree of heavenly protection. It occurs for selected individuals who have tasks that go beyond individual achievement and touch the core of global purpose. It took the amateurs a while to learn their lesson. Through your protection, the universe showed off its might. And when heavenly favor works without the meddling of spiritual imitators who believed they could darken your light, you, chosen one, are going to see exactly how glorious your life may be. All along, the joke was on them. Chosen one, remember this. Heaven never sends a word without purpose. If this message has stirred your spirit, let it shine brighter. Press like so the light spreads to others walking in darkness. Subscribe to Chosen Archangel so you never miss the next divine revelation. And share your thoughts in the comments below. Your testimony may be the very spark that awakens another soul. Until we meet again, stay covered by the wings of heaven and walk boldly in your calling.